All right, happy Saturday, everyone. Hopping on here, I wanted to recap my trades from Thursday, January 22nd. I did trade that day. I haven't uploaded the trades. I'm going to get to that today, but I first wanted to give a bit of a preamble, a different format for those videos. Thursday was a very frustrating day. This whole week actually was rather frustrating. I don't know, for some reason I had it in my head this week that when I was up 20-30 cents a share on a stock, that wasn't enough. And I needed to hold for a much larger move, a home run. I think part of that was seeing stocks that actually were running. So say, there's a stock sub 1 million share float. All of a sudden it starts squeezing and it goes up $6 a share, like IOTR did on Thursday. I see another stock, similar technical profile, same price-ish, plus or minus a few dollars. It's not a $10 plus stock. Sub 1 million share float. It's at the top of the gap scanners pre-market. Everyone's focused on this one. Why shouldn't this one make a big move like that? And I want to be in for that big move and not sell early when I'm up 20 or 30 cents. I want to still have full size when it goes up $5 or $6 a share. For some reason, that got stuck in my head all week, and it happened before Thursday. I was able to overcome it some, but Thursday, Friday, that really, I just had that mental hurdle. So I'm going to try to address it this weekend and just get back to basics. Like when you're up, come up with I have a plan. I have multiple plans written out, and it's like if you're up 2R or 20 cents, sell half or sell a quarter. And then, after that, it's almost like a tree, a decision matrix, a decision tree. I have those. It's easy to stray from those in the heat of the moment. So I'm going to review those this weekend and just try to get back to almost like automatic trading. When I find myself in certain situations, there's no thought, just, hey, this is what I do. This is where I'm at. If I'm up 20 cents, sell half, let the rest ride. Stop is always break even. Go from there. But aside from that, Thursday, the video I'm about to show, I was up $240 going into this moment. I think I had taken 3 trades. All 3 were profitable. The 4th trade, I lost like 8 cents. It was on SXTP, as you can see in the bottom left. I lost 8 cents on almost 900 shares. Small loss. So that wasn't a big deal, but I was at 240 going into this trade. As you're about to see, I was up, I think 340 at one point on this trade alone. So up almost $600 on the day. I finished the day down $93. Absolutely inexcusable. I got stubborn and I got burned. As you're about to see, I'm going to get into Raya. It was squeezing up. I broke all my rules. I didn't sell when I was up. I didn't sell at break even. I held, and I ended up taking, I don't know what it was, like a $340 loss. But it's even more than that if you think about the full swing, because I was up about 340 and then I ended up selling when I was down 340. It's like a $700 swing on one trade. And that's not good. That's not sustainable. That's how people blow up accounts. So I just want to give a bit of a preamble before we jump into this. I'm going to hit play. So you see, hold on, sorry. If you look at the top left, Raya is the 3rd leading gapper, up 37%. It's priced at $329. Sub 1 million share flow, 808,000 shares. We just had IOTR move earlier this morning, and I think this is when IOTR went from, I think it was $6.75 to over $12. I caught part of that, but not all of it. So I was a little, I had FOMO. Like, I wish I would have stayed in that trade, but I didn't. So regardless, I'm watching Raya. It has a similar technical profile to IOTR. It just squeezed up to 348. It's pulling back. My thought process is if it can break, if it looks like it's 2 things. If it's going to give a 1 minute pullback here, I'm going to jump in for the first minute, if the first candle to make a new high. Second option, if it looks like it's going to push through 350, try to be aggressive and get in for the break of 350 and then sell as it goes higher. So that was my thought process right now. Knowing that IOTR had a similar move, went up $6 a share. So you'll see Raya 350. I jump in there. I get filled 773 shares at 349. Big seller on the level 2, 14,000 shares. You can see it kind of trailed off there at the end. It got chewed up. Technically, I should have got out right here because it hit my entry, but I was going to give it a little bit of room because I thought this looked good, and I did realize that was a bit of an aggressive entry. Pause it. We're also extended on the 5-minute chart. I'm not sure if I noticed that in the moment or not, but I basically got in at the top and end of this 5-minute candle, so I'm in high. Squeezes higher, squeezes higher. It's at 370. Try to pause it right there. This thing is at 398 on the ask by 395 on the bid. I'm in 773 shares, up $363 from my entry at 349. Just hit sell. Just hit sell. Like that's an amazing trade. Add that to my 240. I'm up $600 right there by 6:10 a.m. I do not hit sell. I hit sell as it's falling down. Right there. I don't get filled though. Another thought I had, I was hoping this thing would break through 4. I really thought it was going to break through 4. It had the momentum. Everyone was watching this one. We just had the huge move on IOTR, sub 1 million share float. I thought this was going to break through 4, and that's what I was holding for. I was holding for the breakthrough 4. I wanted to see it test 420, which is this daily level. And that's what, if it broke 4, I was going to try to sell between 410 and 420. Unfortunately, though, it never broke 4. I put that sell out on the ask as it was coming down, so I didn't get filled. We have a 22,000 share seller on the level 2. I wish I wouldn't have canceled that order because it would have got filled right there because we just popped up back through 387. But I'm still thinking we can break through 4. I'm thinking, okay, this is our second attempt. We're going to push through 4. Big seller comes back in. I try to sell. I don't get filled. Cancel it. So that's 2 sell orders I put out on the ask. Neither one got filled. I don't think it tries to retest 4. I think it just falls from here. Still got the big seller on the level 2. That was something we saw all week on these low float stocks, or at least the stocks that were at the top of the gap scanner pre-market. You would just get these huge 20,000 share sellers that would just show up out of nowhere, and it happened every day this week. I think I commented on it on Monday or Tuesday, or I guess Tuesday or Wednesday, but it's really unusual to see that. I can't remember the last time I saw consistent day after day, stock after stock, 20,000 plus share sellers popping up on the ask. I think it's definitely something to note, and if we see that, just get out. It's probably safest to hit the bid. And the thing is, if you had a margin account and could take multiple trades, the way to trade this would be, once you see that resistance level at 398, just sell, just get out. And then if it looks like it's going to push through 4, get back in, sell at 410. When it comes down and looks like it holds support at 4, get back in for the breakthrough 410, and just keep getting in, out, in, out, in, out as it moves higher. That way you're locking up profit, and when it does reverse like it's doing here, you're not stuck in it holding and hoping that it's going to curl back up. Even though I'm taking 5 or 6 trades a day, that limited trade amount is still tripping me up mentally. That's definitely my biggest hurdle right now, is just knowing that, like, hey, this is my last trade. I got to make it count. It's ridiculous. I need to get over that. But that was part of the reason I stayed in this as well. It was my last trade. I had FOMO from IOTR. And I really thought this was going to push through 4 and hit 420. It doesn't though. It rolls over. I'm going to fast forward this a little bit. Jumped ahead 30 seconds. You can see it came down to hit my entry price, which is almost where the VWAP is, and it's bouncing higher. So I wanted to stay in it at this point, because now we're actually doing a first 1 minute bull flag after that move up. This 1 minute candle closes in 8 seconds. I was like, okay, if we break 374, this thing should break through 4. Okay, this is fine. Hit my entry. Give it a little breathing room. I should have got out at break even. And now it's flushing. It's failing. People are selling. People are bailing out. Like, this thing's going lower. I'm very mentally frustrated. I know how much I was up. And I know how much I'm down. And yeah, I got stubborn. I held. Finally sold. Got out at 305, 306, 43 cents below my ask with 773 shares, or below my entry. Yeah, so just unfortunate. I mean, I only ended the day down $93. That's no big deal. If that would be my highest loss, I would take that. It's fine. It's fine. I think it's the fact that I was green, and then I had a really solid trade on Raya, up another $360, and then unrealized, and then I just got stubborn, emotionally compromised, and ended up flipping that and losing about $340 total on that from my entry, resulting in wiping out all my profits from the morning, ending the day down $93. So Thursday was frustrating. In the grand scheme of things, it's fine. It was a costly mistake, but it ended up only costing me $93. I mean, it depends how you look at it, but it was a $93 mistake at the end of the day, realized. So it's unfortunate, but as long as I can learn from it and not have this happen again, I think it'll be fine. I did change my hotkeys this weekend. It felt like my offsets were really tight this week. So I went into my hotkeys. My sell on the ask hotkeys were only 1 penny below the ask, which is super unfortunate. I slowed this down and watched when I hit sell twice there in the 380s. And if I would have loosened up my my offsets, I would have got out. So my offsets on selling are now all 3 cents under the ask for selling on the ask, 3 cents under the bid for selling under the bid. And then I do have a bailout that's, I think it's like 6 cents below. So loosened up the offsets there. And then my buy offsets, they were all buy plus 2 cents on the ask or on the bid. I opened those up another penny. So now it's buy up to 3 cents on the ask, 3 cents on the bid. Reason I did that is I had a trade. I forget the stock. I hit it for 1,000 shares. I only got filled 550, and it shot up 70 cents after that, from where I got into where I sold. That's a lot of money I left on the table. And my stop was, or my offsets were too tight. So I'm gonna try opening those up. See how that goes this week. I think it'll be good. I don't think they're too loose, but I also don't think they're too tight. I think prior to this, they were too tight. So I think this will actually be better. And yeah, I mean, my offsets work 90% of the time, but that 10% when they don't work is usually when I need them to work the most, like on this trade. If I could have got out in the 80s, this would be a whole different story. So that would have been nice. But yeah, so I mean, this is trading, right? It's all about learning no one ever learns trading and then you know it for the rest of your life. You know, it's not like you finally finish the book, whatever book you're studying, and you know trading and you're good. You don't need to learn anything for the rest of your life if you stay in trading. It's a constantly evolving, constantly new challenges. I think this is one of those fields where you constantly have to adapt, evolve, learn, grow, and just a lot of self-analyzing and keeping yourself accountable and just really trying to figure out what works in the moment, because tomorrow it could all change, and if it changes you have to adapt quickly, otherwise you're going to end up getting burned. So you know, this is just part of it. This is one of the reasons why I record my trades and upload them to YouTube, is just so I can go back and like rewatch them, and then also, you know, share it with the community. Maybe there's people out there that this will inspire to get into trading and it changes their life for the better. And you know, there's only a few of us out there, traders, so it's good to connect over YouTube with different people who are also have the same interest. And yeah, there's a lot of benefits to it, you know, in a whole lot of different aspects. So yeah, but a bit different format for this review, or I guess this video upload. I'm gonna put the full trading recordings following this video. So if you wanna see how I traded at 4 a.m. or this again in real time, those will be tagged on after this video. But yeah, I'm excited for Monday. It kind of diminishes the weekend. I actually don't look forward to the weekends. I look forward to the weekdays. Markets closed on the weekends, so I can't trade. So I'm kind of just like, what do I do? But this is what I do. I review, try to learn, free up my mental capacity to get ready for the coming week, and then just look forward to Monday when we can jump back in it. And you know, it's a new puzzle to solve. It's a new challenge, which I enjoy. I think it's the best thing in the world. So anyways, hopefully this was helpful. Maybe someone learned something from it. I think a lot of us traders have the same kind of hurdles mentally. So maybe this helped someone, I don't know, see that same hurdle from a different perspective, or maybe you can sympathize with me and you know exactly what I'm talking about. Yeah, so I think it's good to just talk this stuff through, get it out there, and ultimately, as long as we learn from it, that's what matters most. So, all right, enough of me rambling. Everyone have a good weekend. I know there's huge storms supposed to hit, so hope everyone stays safe, stays warm, you and your family, everyone. So yeah, as long as the power and the internet aren't out, I'll be back at it Monday morning, but we'll see. So all right, thanks everyone, appreciate it. Good morning. It is Thursday, January 22nd, about a minute before 4 a.m. Currently looking at MLEC. This one's a low flow, under 1 million shares, priced around $7. I had a decent pop yesterday, just seeing if we can get continuation this morning. There wasn't that much in after hours yesterday. That looks good going into this morning. I also have roller pulled up. This is definitely the backside of the move on the daily, but you might see first candle make a new high and see this one push higher. I don't have high hopes, but lack of anything better. That's what I have pulled up. I'm also watching NAMM. This one had a nice move yesterday, just kind of grinded higher up to 283, slight pullback. This one's also a lower float, so just curious what that one will do. But nothing outstanding from after hours, so let's see what we can get. Like NOM opened up higher, hit 250, pulling back slightly. Roller not doing anything. MLEC not doing anything. AREV looks like it's the leading gapper this morning, but it's a penny stock, so not too interested. ONCO. REB leading gapper so far, about a penny stock. Roller, if you could get over 12, maybe, but right now I'm not too interested. AURE, penny stock and high float. IOTR, this one has potential, but no volume. So we'll keep that one on a side chart. A lot more volume in this one. So we also have Ojin, EAVM, continuation from yesterday. So watching IOTR. For not much volume, the spreads are relatively tight. Went ahead and jumped in there at 278. Tried taking half on the ask right before it dropped. Cancel that order. I was risky getting in with that low volume. Roller hitting the scanner. It's exactly what I was afraid of on IOTR. I'm gonna give this one a second, just see if it'll pop back up. I knew better than to take that trade because of the low volume. It wasn't smart on my part. Roller hitting the scanner. Lots of red on the tape. IFTR does not look good. An AM in. If you can get over 250, I might be interested. And that's exactly why I don't get in stocks that don't have any volume, is they can flush exactly like you see at that 403 candle. It's not good. That's exactly why I don't take those trades. I don't know why I took that one. I shouldn't have. That was a mistake on my part. I'm giving it a second to see if it would curl up and start getting some volume, but it's just kind of chopping sideways. Still watching NAMM for the break of 250. And AMM gets kind of slammed down around the 240 to 250 area. 200's at 453. Looking back over at IOTR. I'm in at 378, it's at 363. Curious if this one will start moving. Big seller at 379. So that big seller at 379. See that number? There we go. Now it's starting to count down. All right, I got out. 385, 384, 384. Well, I saw that big seller at 389. Once I saw it, I think it was at 20,000. Once I saw that, I just bailed. It looks like we might chew through that number right there. Now another large seller. That has been the theme of this whole week. You get these low float stocks that pop up, and then just out of nowhere, you get these 20,000 plus sellers that just appear at these high levels. I don't know, that's strange. I haven't seen that before. Like every once in a while, yeah, but not consistently. Yesterday, we saw that all morning long. I think Tuesday, same story. We were chewing through this one, but like, where's the next big seller going to show up at? Yeah, and they're at 4. You have a 25,000, 24,000 share seller at 4. And yeah, we keep moving higher, but like, those are all red flags. If I were jumping in a trade and saw that, I wouldn't get in. All right, let's see what we can do on this one. Push through 424. This one for right now, I'm going to give it for a 1 minute pullback. I think that's what we'll go for. Yeah, this thing needs to pull back now. So let's give it a minute, see what it can do. The 200 EMA is at 823. I had the right idea on this one. I was just a little early. Right, if this thing can just kind of consolidate sideways for another 40 seconds, I would look to get in. You have a nice pullback on the 5-second chart, but really like to see that 1 minute pullback. This candle's 369. Does look like it's going right there. I wanted that 1 minute candle to close before I jump in. Another large seller, 509. All right, we got to get a 1 minute pullback now. I don't see anything else on the scanner. AREB, still that penny stock. Roller, rolling over. KZIA. Yeah, I think right now the focus is IoT. Which will not give a 1 minute pullback. High of that is 529. Low of that candle is 490. High of this 1 minute candle is 520. Five seconds left. Okay, so it is setting up a bit of a bear flag right there. This thing can break 510. I might jump in or push through 530. In there, 512, so half, the rest. All right, so got in at 512, sold at 539, 537. Tries to break 550, I might get in another large seller at 530. We are extended on the 5 minute chart. Large seller 525, 530. Again, the 200's at 823, so we still got some room. Still got about $3 to the 200. I don't think I'm going to jump in this. Had I taken that trade, I would have gone in at 550. Went up by about 16 cents so far. I didn't take that trade because of how extended we are on the 5 minute chart. Just feels like we're very, very extended on the 5. It'd be nice to see some pullback pattern on the 5, like maybe 1 or 2 5-minute candles that pull back, and then get in for the next 5 to go higher. Especially since we got this first 1-minute pullback, and it only went up by about 27 cents before we got another red candle. So to me, it seems like it's overstretched right now. I would have expected a lot more follow through. Given this is the leading gapper, there's nothing else moving. Everyone should be focused on this one. It's a 644,000 share float. The price is reasonable, under $6. We have room to the 200. Like, all those technicals line up. And the fact that the first 1-minute candle, we only got 27 cents. I don't know. I would have expected to get more on that move. So I think we hold tight. It would have been nice to have my original 710 shares in it still from 378. But yeah, that was a mess. I think I talked myself into taking that because the spreads were so tight. This was also the only sub 1 million share float I saw on the scanner. I thought I was getting in early, which I guess technically I was, but it was too early. I thought it was going to move like this, like it is now, but I didn't. I thought it was going to go right away. Didn't expect it to have like 5 minutes of consolidation window. A much safer entry would have been to not get in here on this red candle and then get in for the break of that red candle. So right there around $4, that would have been a perfectly fine, safe entry. And that's what I should have done. Luckily, I didn't get burned. I was able to get, well, I guess it's only like 6 cents of profit, but that's better than being down. I think I was down 50 cents at one point, so. And I jumped in it when there's 10,000 shares of volume. Okay, we gotta focus up. ONCO now moving. Daily on this is way off at like 39. So IOTR, AREV, roller. Roller's not doing anything, it's rolling over. AREV's a penny stock. ONCO, very whippy. We also have EDBL, but it's a penny stock. Still interested in IOTR, but like I said, I want to see at least a 1 minute, or sorry, a 1 5-minute pullback. Okay, here's the next 5-minute candle. You can see on IOTR. I would like this one to just kind of stay in the current range, not dip down too far, not go too much higher. Kind of go sideways, consolidate. I have noticed on Webull sometimes I can zoom in too much, like on the 1-minute chart here, and it kind of, even though this is auto scaled, it kind of skews the, I guess, the appearance of the chart. So if you look at this, it just looks like a nice little gradual like curve. You curve down, you curve up, and now you're kind of rounding over the top. You're like, oh, that's just a nice stock. Looks like it's grinding higher, but that's not necessarily the case. If you zoom out, you actually see it went kind of parabolic here. It's a lot more vertical than horizontal, whereas if you're zoomed in too much, it just looks gradual. This is like what grinding stocks look like. So I have noticed with Webull, every once in a while I'll zoom out just so I can get a feel of what the stock has done. I wish there's a way... GLXG. 760. Sub 1 million share float. Volume 1,000 shares. Okay, I would take this. Anyways, I wish there's a way you could get I don't know, stay zoomed out, keep like that true vertical profile of the charts while also being zoomed in. I know that's kind of like not both at the same time, but I guess the other thing to do would just be to zoom out, but then I feel like I have trouble seeing. Probably is like the perfect zoom level where you can. All right, looking at GLXG, we have traded this one in the past. 546,000 share float. Webull showing 900,000. Either way, it's under a million. Don't see news on this one. But why IOTR is pulling back? So might be a good option. That 5-minute candle bouncing off the VWAP. Actually okay with that. Give it 2 more minutes and see if the next 5-minute candle can break over 552. GLXG, the high of the previous 5-minute or 1-minute candle was 350. IOTR pushing back higher. It needs to wait. It needs to wait. Alright, GLXG doesn't look too good. Another large seller on IOTR. IOTR is going to go early. Yeah, right there. PLUT. All right, IOTR. Next 5-minute candle starts in 30 seconds. I want to see a break at 556. I would rather get in this thing on the actual break rather than get in early. And you know, if it goes early, we just won't take the trade. Get the next one. There will be a next one. Current high is 557. 559. We see green on the tape. Punching it. 562. See a breakthrough 578. 593 took half. Get through 6. Quarter there is 66. Higher. Dip below 6, went back above it. gonna take the rest right there at 590. So that was a good trade. Nice little setup. Could have stayed in it probably a bit longer. Seems like it's having a lot of trouble around the $6 range. You could get back in this one for a break of 608 and then 610 and push to 625. You had a few sellers there at 610. Alright, so I think for right now, I'm going to call that good. I would like to go to the gym. The holiday week always screws up my gym schedule, so I would try not to not stray from it too much more than I already have. So I'm just looking at the scanners here. I see IOTR pursue that 610 level. We have IOTR, AREB, Roller, OGen, EDBL, PLUT. I don't see much. Maybe PLUT. That was actually a really nice push up to 657 on IOTR. It pulled back a lot though. I mean, that candle dipped down to 568. Okay, I think I'm gonna call it there for right now. I think I have enough buying power for 2 more trades. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, 2. Currently, I think that's right, $319 on the morning. Good with that. Probably should have held IOTR a little bit longer, but that's all right. I mean, just taking profits. I'm not gonna lie, that first trade kind of rattled me a bit, getting in and then having it just drop. So that kind of took me off of the game. But glad we recovered. I'm gonna just walk away, take a break, try to be back here at 6:30, then trade until probably 7:30. I see FTEL creeping up. I think FTEL and PLUT are worth watching. IOTR still got room to the 200. There you go. It's a nice. There's a really nice move there. Now this thing's going parabolic again. You still have the large sellers showing up on the level too. It's wild. I don't know if it's someone buying 20,000 shares and then turning around and selling it real quick, you know, getting like 15-20 cents a profit, or if it's bag holders or shorts are super aggressive. I don't know what it is. It's strange though. It's just strange that we've been seeing it all week. Consistently all week. But anyways, all right, I'm gonna call it there. I gotta go. I'll be back in a couple hours.